So we're rounding out the year of 2021 for movies, and now it's time to look forward to the year of 2022. It's going to be a great year for movies, but I've picked 5 that I'm really looking forward to more than anything. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button down below. If this is not your first time here, well then welcome back. Here are my top 5 picks. First up is going to be the 5th Indiana Jones, once again starring Harrison Ford. Or should I say the eternal Harrison Ford. This man can do it all, and he's in his 70s. Now, I have mixed feelings about an older Indiana Jones, but I do have a feeling that in the same sense that they used Shia LaBeouf's character in number 4, of him kind of doing more of the action scenes and trying to pass the torch, I feel like they're also going to do something similar with this. This is not going to be the end of the Indiana Jones franchise. They're either going to continue this universe's Indiana Jones passing the torch, or after this, I think that they're just going to maybe reboot the whole thing, which I would also be okay with. Nevertheless, we have the director from Logan, James Mangold, directing this movie. This is the first time that we don't have Steven Spielberg behind the director's helm, but I have faith in him. He's a really good director. He also did Ford v Ferrari. I'm looking forward to it. What can I say? Next up, if I made this video just a couple weeks ago, this would not be on the list because I had no idea it was coming, but this is a smaller film called The Northman. Plain and simple, the only reason it's on this list is because the trailer, it looks badass. I mean, what more can I say? It really does. But it just looks like there's going to be a bunch of action and deadly kills, and it just looks cool. One thing I can guarantee right now, no matter how many push-ups, crunches, deadlifts I do, I will never look like Alexander Skarsgård. Everything about him just looks photoshopped. Coming in my number 3 spot is a movie that made it on the list last year and got bumped. Mission Impossible 7. Now, the Mission Impossible franchise is kind of odd for me because I didn't really start to enjoy the franchise until number 4. The first 3, they came out before I was even really into these types of movies, and I just never really got into it. And then number 4 came out, and it was just a perfect blend. Brad Bird was an excellent director. I was a teenager at that time, so action movies were a go-to for me, it almost feels like. And from there on, the franchise, it's weird, but each movie's just gotten better and better and better. So this one has a very high bar to set. And the thing is, it doesn't need to be better than Rogue Nation. It doesn't need to be better than Fallout. It just needs to be good. And I think that the formula that they've laid out, the executive producers, Tom Cruise, the director, I think they know the formula, and I don't think they're going to change it. So everything that worked with Fallout, I think is going to roll over into this one. All right, I'm in the top 2. Before I give you my top 2, if you're enjoying this video, leave a comment. What type of movies are you looking forward to in the year of 2022? For my number 2 spot that I'm going to name is Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor is a character that before Ragnarok just wasn't working within the MCU for me. I mean, he was always cool, but he was just never one that I was always super interested in when he was on screen. And then Taika Waititi took the helms of the Thor franchise and turned it on its head and gave us probably one of the best MCU films that there is, to be honest. The character got revamped, and then that followed into Infinity War and Endgame, so we basically have a new version of Thor played by the same character. We have Christian Bale coming back into the comic book genre to be in this movie. We have Tessa Thompson back as Valkyrie, and we have Taika Waititi back behind the director's chair. All right, my number 1. There's a bunch of comic book movies that come out every year, but this is not only my most anticipated comic book movie, but my most anticipated movie, and I really don't have to wait all too much longer because it's coming out in March. Robert Pattinson's The Batman. Now, a couple years ago, we did get a little teaser trailer, and I think it's safe to say that teaser trailer blew everybody's socks off. People that were once skeptical of Robert Pattinson being cast because he's the Twilight guy, listen, he did that 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was 10 years ago. And since then, he's done a bunch of other types of movies trying to get away from that sort of typecast. And this is kind of like, I feel like his big break back into the mainstream audience. We're going to see more of the detective side of Batman. People are describing it as kind of like a crime noir thriller. I think it's going to be insane. I think it's going to be sick, and I'm ready for it. So those are my top 5 anticipated movies of the year coming out for the year 2022. What sort of movies are you looking forward to? Did any of my movies make it on your list? If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and I'll see you next time.
Snarare snett. Det är också upp